A very good evening to all and a very warm welcome to the Gandhi lecture series organized by School of Gandhian Thought and Development Studies, Mahatma Gandhi University, KG College, Pambadi. I, on behalf of School of Gandhian Thought and Development Studies, Mahatma Gandhi University and KG College, Pambadi, welcome our key speaker, Dr. Roby Augustine. He will be talking on interpreting Gandhi's journalistic skills. Dr. Roby Augustine is a Dean and Principal, Faculty of Arts, Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat. He holds a PhD in Mass Communication and Journalism. He has more than 15 years of teaching experience and 9 years of industry exposure. He has authored 73 books and 31 research articles in various journals. He has also served as HOD and chairman of board of studies in different universities like Department of Journalism, Navarachana University, Vadodara, Department of Media Studies, Jain University, Bangalore, Garden City University, Bangalore. His area of specializations are new media, media management, development communication, print media, global media, etc. I warmly welcome you, sir, to this Gandhi lecture series.
Thank you.
Now I welcome our respected HOD, Dr. Biju Lakshmanan, sir, to this August lecture series. Without his support and encouragement, this lecture series would not have been possible. I welcome you, sir, to this lecture series.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, I welcome Dr. Hari Lakshmindra Kumar, the convener of this Gandhi lecture series. I welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. Vibin K. Varghese, KG College, Pambadi, to this function, and Dr. Rinesh Tangachan, KG College, Pambadi. Welcome you. Last but not least, I welcome all the faculty members and students to this Gandhi lecture series. Now I invite Dr. Biju Lakshmanan, sir, Head of the Department, School of Gandhian Thought and Development Studies, Mahatma Gandhi University, to chair this session. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisha. Good evening, all. This is a sixth Gandhi lecture series organized by School of Gandhi Thought and Development Studies, Mahatma Gandhi University. And today's program is organized in association with KG College, Pambadi. It is our co-host institution. We are organizing a series of programs with KG College, Pambadi. And the last lecture series also we have organized with this KG College, Pambadi. And today's chief guest, Dr. Roby Augustine, coordinator of this program, Dr. Hari Lakshmindra Kumar of Mahatma Gandhi University, and another coordinator, Rinesh Tangachan from KG College Pambadi, and Dr. Vibin K. Varghese from KG College Pambadi, and Nishavi Nair from Mahatma Gandhi University, respected faculty members, dear students. Today, out of this sixth lecture series, we have organized different themes, and today's theme is very interesting, both to, I think, the whole participants, in the sense that it's a different area related to Gandhi, and it's because Gandhi was considered to be a journalist of journalists, because he was the editor of, Indian Opinion, Young India, and also the journal Harijan. And all the thoughts and ideas Gandhi expressed through his through these medias, that is Indian Opinion, Young India, and Harijan. And today's chief guest, Roby Augustine, is an expert in the field of journalism and journalistic studies. And I invite Dr. Joby Augustine on behalf of the Department of School of Gandhi Thought and Development Studies and also KG College Pambadi. I invite Dr. Roby Augustine for a presentation. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Shall we start or?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible. It's
Thank
visible.
you. And audio is also perfect, right?
Yes, audio is also perfect, sir.
Thank you. So, good evening, one and all. Thank you so much, students and faculty members for joining in this session. It is a small session, maybe 20-25 minutes or maximum 30 minutes only. Okay. This is kind of a different topic which I'm going to present, which may be new. Certain concepts may be very new, novel to you, because certain journalistic terminologies or media-related terms will come. So whenever there is a doubt, you can text me, or you can or later we can clarify those doubts. The title is is a little different. I have added something more. Gandhi's skills in the neo-colonial or hegemonic era. By neo-colonialism and hegemonic, what I will tell you what it is. So I am interpreting the skills of journalism, or what is Gandhi's style, or how Gandhi was a failure, or Gandhi will be a failure definitely in the neo-colonial era. That is a point I am going to tell. So Mahatma Gandhi started journalism in 1920s or 1930 and 20s only. But when we compare Gandhi's journalism in today's perspective, it will be definitely a failure. So we are going to interpret, or we are going to rediscover, these journalistic skills of Gandhi. I will not go into the details of Gandhian journalism or the history of Gandhian journalism. Only few slides will be there related with Gandhian journalism, because you are all learning that kind of things. Gandhi went to Africa in 1888 at the age of 19. Then all the histories you are aware of. So I don't want to go through into that details of Gandhian history or things like that. In short, Gandhi started 4 newspapers only, or Gandhi ventured into 4 newspapers. Already HOD sir already informed that thing. That is Indian Opinion, Young India, Navajivan, Harijan. These are the 4 main newspapers started by Gandhi or edited by Gandhi. Okay, it is actually a weekly newspaper. And in short, the Gandhian journalism or ideology of Gandhian journalism was, simply speaking, it was to bring a change in the society. There was no advertisements or no external influence, nothing, bombarded with, lot of N. Ram, the Hindu editor. Hope you are aware of N. Ram, the name in N. Ram, the Hindu editor, newspaper, the famous newspaper from Chennai. He was telling journalism is related with 3C, 3P, and 3S: crime, cricket, and cinema; sex, scandal, sensation; politics, police, and patrolling. This kind of 3P, 3S, 3C. So Gandhi was not at all involved into any kind of journalism, gimmicks of journalism, but it was a service actually. And all the ideologies of Gandhi was informed through these papers only. So there was no skill. When you speak about the skill of journalism in Mahatma Gandhi's perspective, there was no skill, just simple, very plain, straightforward journalism. That is what Gandhi did. And the circulation was only 1,500 or 2,000 maximum. Only 2,000 circulation, right? Compared to Times of India's 54 lakhs of circulation, or Hindus circulation is only 10 lakhs or less than that, or Malayalam Manorama's 50 lakhs or 40 lakhs, Madhurabhumi is 10 lakhs, Manorama, we know the circulation rate, we don't want to tell. So circulation rate of Gandhi was very less, advertisement was very less. He was straightforward with regard to journalism, or bold, brave journalistic skills, was the thing. Coming to the introductory part of this colonialism thing, so we are thinking about the journalism skills of journalism of Mahatma Gandhi in the neo-colonial era. So why this neo-colonial era is important from that perspective, or Gandhian journalism is important. So the first thing is, there are new forms of colonialism. It may be cyber control or data colonialism. So this data colonialism is very important. Colonization happened or happens again and again in a different format, different way. And we are in a situation where we are chained, brainwashing happens, and dictative systems are there. New terminologies pop up like CNNization or Facebookistan, Googledom or Googleization. This is the style of hegemony. Hegemony, the concept of hegemony may be familiar for you. Antonio Gramsci, the Italian philosopher, coined the term called hegemony. So we are in a situation where we are always being hijacked, or we are always in the surveillance, digital surveillance, what I say. So we are in the new era, new context. So we are always in that cyber attack or data colonialism. So the kind of digital democracy is already gone, but instead of that, it is a digitocracy, crazy for digitalization or digital colonialism. That is why the so-called Berlusconism. Berlusconi was an Italian prime minister. Rupert Murdoch, you are aware of Rupert Murdoch, who already controlled all the media in the in UK and other places. Or Al Jazeera, there is a Qatar-based journalism or channel. Qatar-based channel already conquered or control all the mainstream media, etc. So we are in a shift, paradigm shift. Okay, this is a situation now. And Ambani and all tells that data is the new oil. Data is the new property. So our data is being, that is why the new controversies are going on. Bro. A lot of controversies are happening, with regard to infringement of the data, including Aadhaar, data too. When we register for the Aadhaar document, our data is always or already maybe with them. When we join in the Geo Club, I say it as a Geo Club, our data has been leaked by Geo company. So all these controversies are going on. So we are not in a secure world. Our data is always, been stolen by the major corporate companies. So that is a very important situation. Another point is, we are being colonized by the media giants. It can be Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, or the so-called GAFAM. It is called GAFAM theory. Those, if somebody is there from the media background, you may be aware of the GAFAM theory. GAFAM simply means, Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Microsoft. These major giants, media giants, or conglomerate, they are conquering us. They are manipulating us. The so-called GAFAM, or the media giants, or the big tycoons. In this context, I would like to tell one more thing. The recent happenings in India, which is very alarming, which is very threatening to the democratic, system or democratic society of India. Recently, NDTV was, borrowed by Adani Group. Around 63% of the share of NDTV. NDTV was owned by Pranay Roy and Radhika Roy, Dr. Pranay and Dr. Radhika, which was an independent journalism. NDTV or New Delhi Television was always for an independent, brave, bold, courageous, vibrant journalism thing. They always criticized Congress as well as Modi government. They were not afraid of any kind of, companies or politicians or whatever it is. That was why on a very, early morning at 4 a.m., Radhika Roy and Pranay Roy's house was raided by a particular government. I don't want to mention all the names of the, the government. You can read between the lines, okay? So their offices were being raided several times. Now this major, company which was independent, bold, brave, which was very famous for a bold, realistic journalism, is being conquered by the major, media company, which has an alliance with a particular political party. I don't want to mention the name of the political party too, but that is what I'm telling you. We are in a very dangerous situation. Gandhi was, very brave, bold journalist. Gandhi could survive for, maybe, 3 decades or 2 decades, right? But the point in India is, we don't have, we can't, or the brave, bold journalist can't survive in India. You know about News Network or Network 18? It is owned by Ambani's. So in India, almost all the major media channel, you know about Asianet. Asianet, the major shareholder is one, famous fellow from, definitely from Kerala, but he has his roots in Karnataka only, and he is a member of the parliament. Now he is in Delhi. So the famous MP controls, and he is a minister too, and he controls, the entire Asianet. So it is very alarming. So media giants, control us or they colonize us. So we need a decolonization like Gandhi said. We need a freedom movement actually from all this mischievous controlling or mischievous colonization. Okay, what is happening is, it's an unstoppable movement. Our profits, there, it is a valuable listed companies in the world, and the revenue is also, compared to Google and Facebook. Nowadays, a lot of cases are happening, but Google's and Facebook are the major GAFAM, the so-called GAFAM. Their income is, huge. So we can't control them, we can stop them. That is, it is a kind of craziness, dominance, unethical practices are happening. And the benefit is, only monetary benefit. Gandhi said in his, writings that service is important. Journalism is a service. Now journalism is no more a service, it is for profit only. Only few journalism organizations or institutes are, running for services actually. You can see only few journalism institutions or media organizations that run in a profitable manner. Otherwise, you have to do real business, petty politics, or paparazzi journalism, or it is called page 3 journalism. You have to be dirty, dirty politics must be there. Otherwise, you can't survive. Gandhi could survive, because there was no need of advertisement at that time, and the number of the copies printed was only 1,000 or 1,500 only. So no investments were required, much investments were required for Gandhi. But today, you can't survive. That is why Radhika and Pranav Roy were inducted to a particular group which was under Ambani and, the corporate giants. And at the end, Adani came to save them. It was 500 to 600 crores of debt for Pranay Roy and Radhika Roy. So it is difficult to survive in this era for a brave, bold, courageous journalist. So this is a kind of craziness. And there is a project by Google, it is called Project Loon or Balloon Project, wherein they control the entire, space, media space, or the so-called, internet is being controlled by Google and all. So that is called as Googledom. It is a kingdom of Google. Google will dictate what we should eat, what we should think, what we should say. So this is the situation now. Situation has changed, but again, majority of the news disseminated or the information is disseminated from the entire planet Earth is being controlled by these people only. So it is a very dangerous controlling system. So this is the introductory thing. When we come to the theoretical thing, it is a kind of imperialism. So it is a culture of imperialism. So certain people called it as a packaged consciousness. Oh, now what happened in India in 1920s and 30s? Mahatma Gandhi was always challenging, British people, or awakened, by a kind of brave, bold kind of style. Gandhi was telling, okay, you have to awake, raise against, the British colonial power. So it was a kind of consciousness Gandhiji was, trying to inculcate into the mind of the people. Now this media, they are sharing with us a kind of packaged consciousness. For example, a consciousness, packaged consciousness example is McDonald's or Coca-Cola. Coca-Colanization is something which, so they tried to inculcate certain messages or westernization is being injected to the minds of youngsters. This has been happening from 1990s after the LPG policy. So when the new media arrived, it is increasing nowadays. Okay, so it is a kind of imperialism or media imperialism or colonization is there or a hegemony. That means a kind of controlling, cultural control is happening here. A post-modern kind of controlling. That is by Foucault. Michel Foucault and all say that it is a kind of watchtower. You might have read about that particular novel, no? Like the Big Brother, the concept of Big Brother. Big Brother means they control us and they monitor us 24/7, round the clock. They are controlling, they're monitoring you. So Foucault also said that it is a kind of power. Power and knowledge is totally interrelated. If you are more powerful, if you are more knowledgeable, you are more powerful. Vice versa. So that is the Christian missionaries. They were controlling, all these, information thing. But after the invention of printing press by Gutenberg and all in 1950s or 19th or 15th century onwards, we could democratize knowledge. Knowledge was, decentralized. Okay, so actually, this control of postmodernist controlling, media controlling happens in this way. So these are certain theoretical backgrounds, when we speak about the colonialism and other things. Now I'm just coming to the media conglomerates. See, there are Mark Chesney is another media theoretician, media professor, American, definitely American media professor. He tells us about different tiers of media. They control us. It is called first tier, second tier, third tier, etc. Time Warner, Disney, or News Corporation, Sony, etc. Or all other media giants, media monopoly, they control. Around 90% of the US media was controlled by 50 companies in 1980s, whereas the same 90% of the media is controlled by 6 major companies, globally speaking. In India also, I told you the same situation. Majority of the media is controlled by big corporate companies like Ambani's, Tata's, Birla's, Adani's. They control our media. And they disseminate certain message which is interesting for them or which is favorable for them. That is why Mahatma Gandhi said, journalism is service. Journalism is not for profit. Journalism is not for any kind of profit or business motive, but it is a service. That is what Mahatma Gandhi said. But now the scenario has changed. It is only profit motive. So I'm just giving an example from a global perspective how this is going to happen. Again, another example. 90% of the foreign news or 90% of the information is disseminated by major 4 big news agencies. It is major 4 news agencies that determine what 90. What should be the 90% of the foreign news. So this is very alarming. There is no democratization in the knowledge system here in the world as well as in India. We don't have a choice to get different kinds of information or a kind of democratized kind of knowledge is not possible because they control. There is a monopoly there in the case of news dissemination also. That is why there is a big imbalance. Always Asia or India is always pathetic, which is very alarming. And their news gathering priority is also changing. Always European countries or Western countries will be highlighted, whereas Asian countries are always, demoralized or negative things of the Western country, Eastern or Indian or Asian, third world countries are highlighted. So priorities of the news gathering also changes. Gandhian style was, pakka different actually. Gandhiji said there should be a balance. That is why when Mahatma Gandhi said, when you implement something, when you plan something for the society, think about the poor and the poorest of the society. The poorest of the society must be taken care of. But here, news gathering priorities are changing. Only the Western dominated things are coming to the highlighted things. So that is why Western bias to the news is always there. So Indians' poverty or scandals and death riots will be highlighted always in the Western media. And just moving a little fast, we have okay, and the next point is there's a digital monopoly. I told about GAFAM theory. All the major media conglomerates, they control it. They control the news and that monopoly. Even the satellite rights are also with them in major media companies. So this is very dangerous, and this is unethical. And there are some solutions which I will come to, the solutions later in the last part of my presentation. So 80% of the global search is from major GAFA. Google or Facebook and other companies are disseminating major informations. So a Googleopoly is happening. If they want to control with regard to the news dissemination or what to say, what to deliver, with regard to the content or with regard to the dissemination of the delivery of the content, they have the power to do that one. Okay, so it is a kind of domination, and they will make a lot of money too out of this. Google is everything. That is why we say, Google it. So the economic control or profit prominence is for Google or GAFA. This is, there is not at all a democracy in this system, because we don't have power, we don't have control over, the media outlet or media source or news gathering. There is no power for Indian companies or independent companies for controlling, or disseminating or collecting information. They control, they filter it. Filtering is always from a Western viewpoint, which is not at all ethical, which is not at all comfortable for the poor or the marginalized section of the community. And knowledge dominance also must be questioned. Actually, Mahatma Gandhi was always, revolting against this kind of dominance. He was always, thinking about the poor, marginalized section. That is why Harijan was invented, or Harijan, the newspaper was edited. Gandhiji was editing the paper from that perspective only. So they should also be, highlighted. The marginalized section of the society must be highlighted, or they should be dominated. They should have power. That was Gandhi's concept of Harijan, or by starting the paper called Harijan also. So here knowledge is also been dominated by a particular group of people, which is very dangerous. There are a lot of examples, like Google's Loom project and all. Okay. And again, Facebook is there. Agreed, Facebook and all, is reduced. They are going to, slowly, their monopolistic tendency is going to lose the grip. But agreed, but again, Facebook in certain places, they have control. They manipulate it. You may be aware of the famous Rohingya issues. Facebook and social media was totally used to manipulate something against a particular community. The Muslim community was tortured or focused or totally they were in the dark limelight because of Facebook activity, or Facebook utilized, or they manipulated, or somebody manipulated Facebook or social media. And Rohingya Muslims were totally tortured because of that thing. Thousands of Rohingya Muslims tortured or were being, attacked because of social media activism, and Facebook couldn't control that also. So this kind of manipulating, Facebook or social media is dangerous. Again, from an example, I want to give an example from American perspective. When in November, the first week of November last year, 2020, when American president elections was going on, Donald Trump, used social media for his favorite, kind of favoritism was happening in Facebook. Facebook was totally, or social media was totally manipulated by the American president at that point of time. That is why Stop the Steal campaign started. They started a particular group, and within hours, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs people joined in that group, and they disseminated some negative images, negative concepts against the election. So social media is always, used for positive as well as negative things, but there is a high chance, to use that for negative purpose also. Coming with the examples of Rohingya Muslims or American election and all. So this is a kind of monopoly. If you want to monopolize something, or if you want to twist something through social media, that is possible, and they don't have minimum. They have only minimum control, because usually the matter which we give or which we filter, or which, because bots are controlling it. Human people, they don't have much control over this information which we give to Facebook, which we feed in Facebook or YouTube or any other social media. Only bots are using, and this algorithm have particular kind of algorithms. It is already set. They don't have the brain to disseminate whether it is right or wrong. That is what happened in the Rohingya issue. ആയിരക്കണക്കിന് മുസ്ലിങ്ങളെയാണ് ഫേസ്ബുക്കിന്റെ നെഗറ്റീവ് പ്രചാരണം കൊണ്ട് കൊന്നൊടുക്കപ്പെട്ടത്. ആയിരക്കണക്കിന് പേരാണ് അമേരിക്കയുടെ തെരുവുകളിൽ ഇറങ്ങിയിട്ട് ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് പ്രചരണം കൊണ്ട് 1.5 ലക്ഷത്തിലധികം ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് സപ്പോർട്ടേഴ്സ് ഡൊണാൾഡ് ട്രംപിന്റെ കൂടെ നിന്നു കള്ളപ്രചരണത്തിന് വേണ്ടി. അദ്ദേഹം തോറ്റുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോഴും ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത് അദ്ദേഹം ജയിക്കുകയാണ് എന്നാണ്. വ്യാജ ഫോട്ടോകൾ ഫേസ്ബുക്കിലൂടെ പ്രചരിപ്പിച്ചിട്ട്, ട്വിറ്ററിലൂടെ പ്രചരിപ്പിച്ചിട്ട് ഡൊണാൾഡ് ട്രംപിന് അനുകൂലമായിട്ടുള്ള ക്യാമ്പയിനുകൾ നടത്തി. So in Rohingya and all, in the Myanmar regional വളരെ പരക്കെ സങ്കടകരമായ കാഴ്ചകളാണ് ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് നടത്തിയത് എന്നത്. സോ ലെസ് കൺട്രോൾ ഫോർ ദിസ് കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് social media. And another example is Cambridge Analytica. ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള മേജർ leaking informations or hijacking your informations or stealing informations is also happening. Another thing is cyber troops. So whenever there is an election, ഒരു election നടക്കുമ്പോൾ our voting capacity, വോട്ടിങ്ങിന്റെ സ്വാധീനത്തെ മാറ്റിമറിക്കൽ, പോളിംഗ്, election ക്യാമ്പയിനുകളിൽ മാറ്റിമറിക്കാൻ സൈബർ ട്രൂപ്പുകൾക്ക് കഴിയുന്നു. So there are a lot of bots. A lot of bots will be there, and that will control the voting power പോലും. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ electionil this is very dangerous, and they shape the consciousness or control our mind. നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സുകളെ നിയന്ത്രിക്കാനായിട്ട്, നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സാക്ഷിയെ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് മാറ്റിമറിക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്ന ഒരു സ്വാധീനം സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയയിൽ കൊണ്ടെന്നുള്ളതാണ്. This is very dangerous, and this is a very alarming situation from the media perspective. Okay, and another major thing is mergers and acquisitions. I told you about Indian situation. Adani 63% ഷെയറുകളാണ്. With due respect to Pranay Roy. Pranay Roy എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇന്ത്യൻ ടെലിവിഷൻ രംഗത്തെ ആചാര്യനായിരുന്നു. അർണബ് ഗോസ്വാമിയെയും രാജീവ് സർദേശായിയും പോലെയുള്ള, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ബർഖാദത്തിനെ പോലെയുള്ള വളരെ പ്രശസ്തരായ ജേർണലിസ്റ്റുകൾക്ക് ട്രെയിനിങ് കൊടുത്തയാളാണ് പ്രണയ് റോയ്. 1980കളിൽ 90കളിൽ പ്രണയ് റോയ് ആണ് ഇന്ത്യൻ ടെലിവിഷൻ ചാനലുകളെ നിയന്ത്രിച്ചിരുന്നത്. 80കളിൽ വേൾഡ് ദിസ് പോലെയുള്ള പ്രോഗ്രാം. I think senior faculty, they may be aware of that particular program. ഞാനൊക്കെ പഠിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാലത്ത് അത് കേട്ടു തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. So Pranay Roy and all was the godfather of Indian TV. So now he is in a particular situation. നിസ്സഹായരായി പോവുകയാണ്. ഇന്ത്യൻ മാധ്യമ രംഗത്തിന്റെ കുലപതികൾ എന്ന് പറയപ്പെടുന്ന പ്രണയ് റോയിയെ പോലുള്ള ആൾക്കാർ നിസ്സഹരായി പോയിട്ട് അവരുടെ ഷെയറുകൾ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് കുത്തക മുതലാളിമാർക്ക് തീരെഴുതി കൊടുക്കേണ്ട അവസ്ഥയിലേക്ക് ഇന്ത്യൻ മാധ്യമം വന്നു തുടങ്ങുന്നു. There is no other option for them. വീടുകൾ റെയ്ഡ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നു. 4 മണിക്കും 5 മണിക്കും വെളുപ്പിനെ എഴുന്നേൽക്കുമ്പോൾ വലിയ പോലീസ് സംഘങ്ങൾ, സന്നാഹങ്ങൾ അവരുടെ വീടുകൾക്ക് റെയ്ഡ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നു. സോ ഇൻഡിപെൻഡന്റ് ജേർണലിസം ഈസ് ഇമ്പോസിബിൾ ഇൻ ദിസ് കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റ് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഓക്കെ, so with regard to movie or operating systems, all these are monopolistic. Even if it is Android or Microsoft, all of them try to search engine. Everywhere there is monopoly. Monopoly, കുത്തകവൽക്കരണമാണ് ഇവിടെയും. So Gandhiji was going on speaking about സ്വദേശിവൽക്കരണം. അല്ലെ, നമ്മളത് പഠിച്ചതാണ്. സ്വദേശിവൽക്കരണം ഈസ് അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ഒരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റുകളൊക്കെ ഇമ്പോസിബിൾ ആണ് മീഡിയ രംഗത്ത് എന്നാണ് പറയാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്. ഗാന്ധിജി പറഞ്ഞത് നമ്മൾ ഇതിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ സ്വതന്ത്രമാകണമെന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞു വന്നത്, അല്ലെ, അടിമത്തത്തിൽ നിന്ന്. ബട്ട് മീഡിയ ഈസ് അണ്ടർ അത് ഭയങ്കര അടിമത്തത്തിലാണ്. മാധ്യമങ്ങൾ അടിമത്തത്തിലാണ്. ഏതെങ്കിലും കുത്തക മുതലാളിമാർ വാർത്തകൾ നിയന്ത്രിക്കുന്ന അത് ഡെസ്കോ, അത് സെർച്ച് എഞ്ചിൻ ആകട്ടെ, ഓപ്പറേറ്റിംഗ് സിസ്റ്റം ആകട്ടെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ മൂവി, മറ്റൊന്ന് നമ്മുടെ മൂവി രംഗം, അതായത് ഫിലിം ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ ഇത് പുറത്തിറങ്ങുന്നതൊക്കെ മാനിപ്പുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെട്ട, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ബോളിവുഡ് ഹോളിവുഡുകളൊക്കെ ഈ അണ്ടർ വേൾഡുകളുടെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പണക്കൊഴുപ്പിന്റെ സ്വാധീനത്തിൽ പോകുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥിതിവിശേഷം. ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വൈ വാർ റിലേറ്റഡ് മൂവീസ്, there was a strategy for America. 1920s when the Bollywood was, Hollywood was started in 1920s in American context. And പറഞ്ഞു, you purposefully you create movies which is war related movie, we will fund for that kind of movies. Actually innum this kind of things are happening. Okay, again another system is mobile phone, even also started going to make iPhone. Actually there are a lot of issues with regard to the monopolization in the mobile phone area also. Okay, we don't have time to explain all this, why this kind of monopolization in the mobile phone area also will happen, and how it is going to negatively impact you or impact us. So imagine Samsung, Apple, or Huawei or Xiaomi, all these major phones, ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള major കമ്പനികളാണ് going to control our telecommunication sectors also, or gadget related thing. Okay, and major companies like Apple, Microsoft, all of them control, the largest US corporations control the entire information system. International information systems are being controlled by, and all the top 30 are from abroad only. Only few companies from India control the news or news related activities. Otherwise it is all westernization. Okay, നമ്മുടെ സമയം തീരുന്നു. I have only 30 minutes actually. So I told you about Facebookistan and Googledom and all, and they are all actually tracking us. Always there is a tracking system. Hope the panopticon concept. നിങ്ങൾ ഒരുപക്ഷെ ആരെങ്കിലും ഫിലോസഫി ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട് ഉള്ളവർക്ക് അറിയാം. ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ഗ്രിഗറി ബന്ധാം ഹു ഇൻവെന്റഡ് ദ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് പനോപ്റ്റിക്കോൺ. അതായത് വലിയൊരു ഒരു ജയിൽ പോലെയുള്ള റൗണ്ടിലുള്ള ഒരു ജയിൽ, അതിന്റെ നടുക്കൊരു ടവറുണ്ട്. ആ ടവറിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരു കാവൽക്കാരൻ നമ്മൾ എന്നും നോക്കിക്കാണുകയാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ബിഗ് ബ്രദറിന്റെ കോൺസെപ്റ്റിൽ ജോർജ് ഓർവെൽ പറഞ്ഞത്, somebody is watching, somebody is monitoring you. Now we are always being monitored. നമ്മുടെ ഫോണുകൾ ഓൺ ആണെങ്കിൽ, നമ്മുടെ ഡേറ്റ ഓൺ ആണെങ്കിൽ, നമ്മുടെ ലൊക്കേഷൻ ഓൺ ആണെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും they can track you. That is why Sundar Pichai was grilled by the Congress people. Hope you know that incident. Sundar Pichai was totally grilled by മണിക്കൂറുകളോളം സുന്ദർ പിച്ചായ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഇന്ത്യക്കാരനായ കോർപ്പറേറ്റ് ജയന്റിനെ അമേരിക്കൻ കോൺഗ്രസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സെനറ്റ് മെമ്പേഴ്സ് കൂടെ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു. എന്തിനാണ്? കാരണം ഡേറ്റ മുഴുവൻ ചോർന്നു പോകുന്നു എന്നവർക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. അത് സത്യമായിരുന്നാലും. സോ ഡേറ്റ ഈസ് ബീൻ മാനിപ്പുലേറ്റഡ് ഓർ ഡാറ്റ ട്രാക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുന്ന ഒരു സംവിധാനം. That is why I told you, if mobile phones are built by foreign company, they have the facility, they have that system of tracking information. When this incident happened, China India, or during that incident of Sri Lanka, Chinese കപ്പലുകൾ ഹമ്പൻതോട്ട, that project of ഹമ്പൻതോട്ട തീരത്ത് ചൈനീസ് കപ്പലുകൾ വന്നിട്ട് ഇന്ത്യയുടെ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻസ് ലീക്ക് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുകയായിരുന്നു. Indian informations were totally, handed over, but we could tackle that issue. So then mobocracy, again, mobile democracy or lynchocracy, all these are incidents happening. So a recent issue was, there are a lot of examples to portray or inform. അദാനിയുടെ ടേക്ക് ഓവർ ആണ്. അദാനി NDTVയുടെ 63% ഷെയറുകളും കോടികളുടെ ഷെയറുകൾ അദാനി എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അതൊരു നമുക്ക് ഭയപ്പെടുത്തുകയാണ്. കാരണം സത്യസന്ധമായി പത്രപ്രവർത്തനം നടത്താൻ കഴിയാത്ത രീതിയിലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ ചുരുങ്ങിപ്പോകുന്നു. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പലയിടത്തും നമ്മുടെ തലച്ചോറുകൾ പണയം വയ്ക്കേണ്ട അവസ്ഥകളിലേക്ക് വരികയാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഒരുപക്ഷെ അഴീക്കോട് മാഷിനെ പോലെയുള്ളവരൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞത്, പത്രക്കാരെ കുറിച്ച് അദ്ദേഹം കളിയാക്കി പറയുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അഴീക്കോട് മാഷ് ഒരിക്കലും നിങ്ങളെയൊക്കെ വെറും പേന ഉന്തികളാണ്, നിങ്ങളുടെ തലച്ചോറ് നിങ്ങൾ പണയം വെച്ച് നിങ്ങൾ പേന ഉന്തികളായിട്ട് മാറുന്നു. അത് കേരളത്തിൻ്റെ പ്രധാന മാധ്യമങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ ഇന്നും നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. എൻ്റെ സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എൻ്റെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് പല മനോരമ പോലെയുള്ള ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് പോലുള്ള ചാനലുകളിൽ ജോലി ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അവരുമായിട്ട് സംവദിക്കുമ്പോൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്നത്, മുതലാളിമാർ പറയുന്നതനുസരിച്ച് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ തലച്ചോറ് പണയം വെക്കാനായിട്ട് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് എംബഡഡ് റിപ്പോർട്ടിംഗ്. US വാറിൽ നടന്നിരുന്നു എംബഡഡ് റിപ്പോർട്ടിംഗ്. 800 പത്രക്കാരെ അമേരിക്ക കൊണ്ടുപോയി ചടിച്ചിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, ഞങ്ങൾ പറയുന്നത് പോലെ ചെയ്താൽ മതി. ഓക്കെ, എൻ്റെ 35 മിനിറ്റ് തീരുന്നു. എന്നോട് പ്രൊഫസേഴ്സ് പറഞ്ഞത് ഒരു 30-35 മിനിറ്റ്സ് കൊണ്ട് വൈൻഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യണമെന്നാണ്. ജസ്റ്റ് ഐ എം ഗോയിങ് ടു കൺക്ലൂഡ്. നമ്മളെന്നും മോണിറ്റർ ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ട്. ആൽഗോരിതംസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് വി ആർ ഓൾവേസ് മോണിറ്റർഡ് ബൈ ദ പീപ്പിൾ ആൻഡ് മോണോപ്പൊളൈസേഷൻ ഇസ് എ ബിഗ് തിങ്. ഓർ പ്രൈവസി പ്രൊട്ടക്ഷൻ ഇല്ല നമുക്ക്. നമ്മുടെ കൊമേഴ്ഷ്യൽ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻസ് വി ആർ നോട്ട് ബീങ് പ്രിവെന്റഡ് ബൈ ദ കൊമേഴ്ഷ്യൽ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ ഓർ മീഡിയ കോൺഗ്ലോമറൈസേഷൻ. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡിജിറ്റൽ സോവറിനിറ്റി ഇല്ല, ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഡെമോക്രസി നമുക്കില്ല. ഗാന്ധിജി പറഞ്ഞു വെച്ചതായിരുന്നു, നമുക്ക് ഒരു സ്വതന്ത്രമായ പത്രപ്രവർത്തനം നമുക്ക് സാധിക്കുന്നില്ല, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വളരെ ഇൻഡിപെൻഡൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ജേർണലിസം ഇന്ത്യയിൽ സാധ്യമായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. കാരണം നമ്മൾ ഒരു 2ാം സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമരത്തിലേക്ക് പോകേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു വേഷനിലൊക്കെ പറയുമ്പോൾ മീഡിയയുടെ 2ാം സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമരത്തിലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ പോകേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. കാരണം നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാം കുത്തകവൽക്കരിക്കപ്പെടുകയും നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻസ് ലീക്ക് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുകയും വലിയ വലിയ കുത്തക മുതലാളിമാര് പത്രപ്രവർത്തകരെ വിഴുങ്ങുകയും ചെയ്യുന്ന നമ്മുടെ തലച്ചോറുകൾ പണയം വയ്ക്കപ്പെടേണ്ടി വരുന്ന ഒരവസ്ഥയിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നു. ഏറ്റവും റീസെൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഉദാഹരണം, വളരെ വേദനയോടുകൂടി നമ്മൾ കാണേണ്ടത്, അദാനി ഗ്രൂപ്പിലേക്ക്, അദാനി തൊട്ടടുത്ത് തന്നെയാണ്, ഗുജറാത്തിൽ തന്നെയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം ഇവിടെ ചെയ്യുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ അന്തിച്ചു പോകും. കോടികളുടെ പ്രോജക്റ്റുകളാണ്. ഭാവിയിൽ എന്തായി തീരുമെന്ന് നമ്മൾ അപകടപ്പെടുത്തും വിധത്തിലുള്ള ഒരു പ്രവണതയാണ് മാധ്യമരംഗത്ത് ഇന്ന് കണ്ടുവരുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഗാന്ധിജി നടത്തിയതുപോലെയുള്ള 2ാം സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമരം, ഒരു ഡീകൊളോണൈസേഷൻ നമ്മൾ നടത്തേണ്ടതുണ്ട് മീഡിയയെ കുറിച്ച്. ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ സ്കില്ലെന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഡീകൊളോണൈസേഷന് വേണ്ടിയുള്ള യുദ്ധമായിരുന്നു. മേ ബി 20 decades, 20-30 വർഷങ്ങൾ. സോ ദാറ്റ് കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് സ്കിൽ, ഒരു ഡീകൊളോണൈസേഷനുള്ള ഒരു സ്കില്ലാണ് നമുക്ക് വേണ്ടത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് when I speak about when I interpret about the Gandhian journalism, we need a new liberation movement in the media field. So this is, എനിക്ക് സമയം വളരെ പരിമിതമായിരുന്നുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ പെട്ടെന്ന് തീർത്തു പോകുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്. നമുക്കൊരു Q&A ഒരു സെഷൻ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ we can have maybe few minutes. ഞാൻ 5 മിനിറ്റ് കൂടുതൽ എടുത്തു. സോറി ഫോർ ദാറ്റ്. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you, Dr. Roby Augustine. Dr. Roby Augustine has raised a series of questions. How corporate media monopolizes power, how corporate monopolizes civil society and democracy, and how they become act as a surveillance, or the forms of surveillance they are creating, or the panopticon or the panopticism that they are creating. And these are the several critical questions we have raised here. And now it is the time for discussion. I think a series of things we have to discuss. A time for discussion, and anyone who have any question, observations, questions, you can raise.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, it's a very, very nice session. I appreciate Dr. Roby, and I request Dr. Biju Lakshman sir to conduct, if possible, conduct a seminar course on this.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is possible.
Okay,
it is possible.
Okay. It is not. It's very few time we have to discuss. So we can continue. It's as a continuing process. It's a very, very interesting topic. So we can, if possible, conduct a seminar course on this. Thank you, sir.
We can continue in the next session. on different aspects of this media, how media monopolizes our society. That is the working of media in post-colonial societies. These are the critical questions we have to discuss very deeply.
Yes.
Now, today we can wind up, sir. I have to join the program at 7:45.
Okay, sir. Please invite Rajesh, sir.
Rajesh Anderson, Dr. Rajesh Anderson of KG College, Bambadi, for vote of thanks.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Respected chair of this session, Dr. Biju Lakshman, sir. Our resource person, Dr. Roby Augustine, Dr. Nisha Vinayar, Dr. Vibin K. Ogis, and all the participants. On behalf of KG College Pambadi, I am glad to be part of this webinar and to express the vote of thanks. First of all, I want to express my thanks to the chair of this session, Dr. Biju Lakshman. Thank you, sir. My sincere gratitude to our resource person, Dr. Roby Augustine, who has spared his precious time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion and enlighten all of us with his ideas on Gandhi as a journalist. Sir rightly talked about how Gandhi excelled as a journalist and a staunch votary of the freedom of speech and expression, and the necessity to imbibe and inculcate the same when the fourth estate, the world over, is facing a crisis of credibility. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for your enlightening session. I also thank Dr. Nisha V. Nair, Dr. Vibin K. Varghese, Dr. Harish Kumar, sir, and all the participants for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. Thank you all. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roby sir.
Yes, sir.
Roby sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for nice presentation. I have a lot to discuss with you.
Thank you, sir.
We need a long discussion with regard to
Sure, sir.
in several aspects of this. That is how this media monopolize power in post-colonial societies,
Sure, sir.
particularly in case of India.
Actually, there were a lot of videos because of the time constraint.
Yes.
I couldn't, I was going in a hurry.
We can organize a big program, sir. We can organize
No
it.
worries.
I will take initiative, sir. Okay.
No problem. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Hari sir. Thank you, all the professors.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.